Hi, Cheryl. How are you? Okay. Thought I could get my headset on, but let's proceed. Not to keep everybody too late this evening. So the first item on the agenda is lessons learned from Marlboro Day. So unfortunately, I was not able to attend, so I didn't know things, how the execution of Marlboro Day went. So I really need y'all's feedback. Um, I will I will tell you this though. I did get some feedback from a few people. One was that we needed more activities for kids, right? Um, and more performances. Um, and then someone mentioned the fact that they felt that the food truck prices were a little high, right? I don't know what we can do with that, but so those were three things: not enough kid activities and not enough performances, and also the pricing of the food. So um, thoughts, inputs, any additional comments?
As far as performances, City Line Jazz Band, I did like them, but I remember, Lisa, when you wanted to have, when we thought we'd have a DJ and you wanted to get his playlist. City Line Band probably should have had a livelier, more dancing kind of playlist.
Right. Okay.
I like their jazzy songs, but it should have been more playful.
Okay.
So a playlist from them would have been great, or anybody playing music would be good to have from now on.
Okay.
I didn't see any of the kids' activities. I didn't
Yeah,
go on the
well, we
side.
only had, unfortunately, only had the moon bounce. We were trying to get art on the roll through the county, but that fell through because we didn't follow up in time, and it was the going back and forth whether we had the money in the budget, and then by the time we finally made the decision, Carol was gone. So, and it was too late. So that was one of the activities that we were going to try to do.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I did see there was a moon bounce and then it was something else like a maze.
Yes.
So there were two things for the kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're not counting the face painter because he was charging.
Right. And people felt that he was expensive. I saw some of his work on his website. It wasn't like the normal drawing of a butterfly on your face kind of thing, you know. I thought he did really extensive characters. Does anybody recall that or saw that?
He did creative faces, but we're not counting him as activities for kids, freebie things because he charged. So
Right, right. But
yeah.
let me ask you this. So people said that he was a little the pricing structure. But I felt like I said, he was doing actual characters, you know, on people's faces. So it's more elaborate.
Yeah.
As a character.
Say that again, Brenda.
A character, more
Yeah.
like a character.
Right.
Mhm.
Yep. So okay. Any other? So a playlist from the DJ, a playlist from any live entertainment we decide to do going forward. What about the
And for kids, let's add in some free crafts to make something summertimey, I guess. Or some painting, little paint by number pictures, something small.
okay.
In regards to setup and takedown,
Yes.
I had to borrow a heavy duty truck cart from the Red Cross. They happen to have one,
Mm-hmm.
and I use that for moving tables and chairs around. The mayor has thought of maybe having them bring their own tables and chairs, but I don't know how many people would be able to do that.
So
I
let
think
me,
if you, I think if you're getting a U-Haul truck or two, maybe get some truck carts with them. And that way we can help people set up faster, and you can also use them to take them down afterwards.
okay, so let me make sure I understand you correctly. So even though we were giving tables, you're saying there was a difficulty with helping people get the tables and setting up the tables because we didn't have enough manpower or carts to help facilitate that.
Right, you didn't have any truck carts. I mean,
Okay.
my sort team's got a small one, but I don't know if it can really haul around stuff that size. Otherwise I was carrying them. And
Okay.
some of the people that you have showing up, they're not gonna be capable of carrying those big tables around.
Okay.
And,
So was Public Works not available?
I'm sorry, what's that?
Was Public Works not there? Like was Darnell or any of his team there?
They probably were, but they weren't doing anything with that. That was pretty much just me doing that.
Right,
Really?
because I asked two of the guys who were sitting at the beginning if they could bring two chairs to our town tent.
Mhm.
And they, I mean, I don't know who they were, but they kind of like shunned and ignored me. They didn't help. Actually, Sarah brought two chairs over for our
Okay.
tent because she was standing nearby.
Okay.
So,
Okay, well I wasn't aware. I had I hate using that word assume because
yeah.
I
Well,
came from
these two
anyway.
just weren't very helpful when I asked them if they would please bring two chairs over. They just didn't.
The Public Works guys were not helping. Okay.
I don't, they had on the vest. I don't know if they were under Darnell. I have no idea. I just know they were there doing things,
Okay.
but they just did not help me with two chairs. So
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
know.
Okay, well that's disappointing.
Right. It was just a non-nice thing. That's all.
I wonder if
Yeah.
maybe they were with the stage. Maybe
Oh.
they had set up
No, they
stage.
weren't setting up the stage. They were on the side with the tables and chairs, just
Standing there.
actually sitting.
Okay.
And I just came up and asked, could they bring two chairs over? And they just didn't.
Really? Well, I
Really?
mean,
I
okay.
mean, it's okay. I'm just saying, just a non-nice thing.
No,
I
that's
don't know who they belong to though, but I know they were working. They did some work.
right. So, but to the overall point, is the setup, we definitely need more manpower, more people, more, you call them truck carts,
Yeah,
Mike? Okay. To help facilitate, you know, because it is, I mean, as a vendor, if you have to carry a table and, you know, you don't have the additional help, that becomes a problem. But I had assumed that, you know, our Public Works team was going to be there because last year they did help move tables, right, Wanda? I thought
They did.
yeah.
They did. A lot, but I think we had a lot more manpower at the beginning.
Yes, and you know, and also as I say that, last year we only had the festival. We did not have the parade.
Right.
So that also put a strain on resources is because people had to go help over with the parade and make sure the roads were closed down. So, and you know, anything that
and,
happened there.
and the other thing you have to consider is not only are people not likely to be able to set that stuff up, they're not likely to carry that stuff back to where they got it from because they just want to pack up and go home.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. Mhm.
So that's part of setup and takedown.
Mhm.
So it's either the vendors have to bring their own stuff, or you're gonna have to have more manpower to help people set up.
Yep, yep.
Mm.
Okay, well, that's good feedback. Cheryl, are you there? You're from Providence, right?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, and this was your first year. And let me just say this, full transparency. If you all felt like that the coordination on my part was not up to par, you can tell me. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. I really need honest feedback. So let that go too if you want to say something. But Cheryl, going back, since this was your first time at the event, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, why you say that with just before you ask me?
Oh, okay, well, maybe no, it's
I'm
fine.
just kidding.
No, I mean it's fine. I
Um,
really, go ahead.
I do have hmm, well, for me, because I'm an administrative assistant, so let me just put that out there because that's how I am. It's like it was a struggle for me because the information was not getting back to us soon enough. So being my first time doing this with the church, this was my first out the box thing. And
Okay.
I felt I was very stressed because it's like I couldn't give them the information that they were asking for. Like how many volunteers, a lot of the information, we didn't know it. And like I asked the choir, I asked them kind of like at the last minute, but they were okay with it, but it's just the planning, like if we knew better, and also the day of the event, if I really had a known, we would have asked for more volunteers from the church, because just getting into the event, it was a lot to me for Brenda and the police officer just to be there by themselves. So I think if we could have helped with volunteers, more volunteers if we knew. But as far as our table, getting the tables and chairs, there was not a problem. We brought a table and we were also shown where the other tables were. So we just got our table and chair, and
Mhm.
but for me, I'm just being honest, just getting it together, I have never been to the Marlboro Day. And so I wanted to make this a good event for us too, and to see what it was all about. And it's just like, I just need more information. It's like I was out of town and I ended up flying back home because I was just so uncomfortable with the way things was. I just wanted to make sure that what we were doing, that, we had it all together. And I feel like at the end, everything flowed like you said, but again, I wanted to be in this meeting because I was like, we needed more volunteers because I feel like you were killing the ones that were there. And
Mhm.
it's like, I could have put it out to the church and said, we need volunteers to help with set up this, that, and the third, but I really, with it being my first time, I wasn't sure. And I try to stay in my lane. I don't want to overstep
Yeah.
anyone. But Lisa, for you, I felt comfortable with every time I sent you a sidebar question, because I had many questions. Every time I sent you an email, you responded. And I like that. It didn't even matter what time of night it was, you responded. And so that helped me, it brought my anxiety down a little bit, like I said, with
Okay.
this being my first rodeo. But now, like, we as a team, we just had a meeting a couple of weeks ago to talk about on our point outside what we think we could have did better or whatever, and to like start planning now, like right now for next year.
Okay.
So
So
just
okay.
go ahead.
Okay, well that's good. Thank you for that feedback. But going back to, you had said something about, I know Brenda did vendor check-in. And you thought that was a little discombobulated or just not flowing correctly? For
Can I
Brenda?
share a little bit on that?
Yeah,
With
sure. Go ahead.
So at the beginning, so Brenda was there at her spot for the check-in. So we were getting ready to do all of that. And then it got started. the mother-daughter duo were with me for vendor placement. And so
Okay,
then we get a call on the radio, you know, I don't know how many minutes later saying Brenda needed some more help there because they were all lined up and just ready to get in. I even had a couple of vendors make a note to tell me that there were still cones blocking the way. That may have been with not having enough more manpower. I
Yeah.
don't know where the cones were. But anyway, the mother-daughter duo, I sent them, I told them, go help Brenda. She needs help down there to get them through up to us.
okay.
And so eventually they came back to me, but after Brenda got them through and flowing, then it was on to placement.
So were
So-
there, okay, thank you. So were there people, Brenda, that had arrived really early and were they just waiting to get into the festival area, or was this the backup because of checking in?
It was, excuse me, can you hear me? It was a backup, more or less.
Okay,
I was by myself until I called Wanda, said, look, hey, I need some help here. So after, what was the, the chief, he also helped as well to help bring people.
were you checking people in with Kyle's phone through the Eventbrite app? You did, right?
That for a minute, and then I had to go to the list because some of the things weren't on the,
Right, there were
on
a
Kyle's
couple of
phone.
people that
Right.
weren't, right, okay.
excuse me. I was checking them off on the list, and also Nina, I don't know what her daughter's name. She was also checking off on the
Yeah.
list as well.
Okay,
So we got everybody checked in. It got a little busy there for a minute until they came in to help because I was by
Right.
myself.
Once they started flowing after check-in, then I had the backup for placement. But we kept them moving as fast as we could. We really did.
right, okay. So we need to kind of iron out the check-in process. Well, one,
Right,
it's now,
we need more
obviously,
people.
it's the resources, right? It's not having enough people. Let me ask you this, Cheryl, do you receive the e-blast from the town with regards to the town event and the request for volunteers? Are you on that e-blast or no?
I'm not sure if I'm on that or not. But I know I do get emails from the town. Like for the next event that's coming up,
Mhm.
we're already working on that.
Okay,
Did want you guys to see me about that. But yeah, I do get emails from them from stuff that's coming up, and plus I get your emails. So
okay.
we're trying very hard just to stay on top of everything that we see that comes from you guys. So if we want to be a part of it, we can let you know.
Yeah, okay. And the reason why I'm asking that question is, I'm on the email list, and I know there was emails going around about volunteers and then still, about the festival and pointing everybody to the website, right? So I have made a comment from last year that I know personally, well, not personally, but in my opinion, I should say that emails can get lost into your junk email, right? And a lot of that, I think, might have happened. It could have happened in this particular case with this event, because last year I would send out emails and people would say, oh, I didn't get that. Oh, it was in my spam or my junk folder, right? So I had made a recommendation, either we set up some type of texting. I'm really talking about the vendors and the nonprofits, the people that are wanting to come and showcase their product or service, that we would be able to text people or actually call people and leave a robocall, right? Whether we're going to have a meeting about the vendor setup, or whether, there's been a change in the time or whatnot, like, not something like an emergency alert, but I mean, some people are better with checking their emails, or they're just overwhelmed with emails and they respond better to texts or phone calls. That's my point. So, but to your bigger point, the communication could have been a little bit more proactive on our part. Okay. And then the resources, not having enough volunteers. Okay.
I felt like that maybe the responses as far as the vendors and whatnot was like what was holding up on, getting some stuff finalized because you weren't really sure, but on our part, all we needed to know that was that we were in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, so I mean, for the planning, for it being the first year, again, like I said, we already had a meeting and we're like November, December, we're gonna be planning what we're gonna do and, to be a part of it because it was good. The one thing for me, I didn't get a chance to go around to all of the vendors and stuff because, we had a table. So you try to make sure that your table is covered. But from what I could see in the parade, I mean, I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
I mean, I had a good day. I don't know about anybody else, but I had a good day. But I did really feel sorry for Brenda when I got there. I wanted to get out the truck and help her.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's series of events happen. I honestly thought that we, as I look back on with your feedback, one, we had our vendor meeting really late, right? And also we had extended the registration time beyond our time to really, we probably should have closed the event down a little sooner. And we didn't, I mean, we were looking to get a lot of people, but also with that, with the limited resources, that impacts how you can service your vendors, right? So, and the week before, we thought we were going to have the administrator and John, the town clerk. So that's with two people that were definitely taken off. And then I wasn't going to be there from the beginning. Because this was a change in the date from last year. So I'm just giving you some insight as to why things,
Well,
got
Lisa,
a
I
little
can,
hectic.
Lisa, I
ahead.
can say that practically every vendor who came through for placement still needed to be told a number of certain things,
Yeah.
like 3 certain things.
Yeah.
I mean, I know all of them didn't make the meeting or didn't read their material, but practically every vendor I had to tell them just
Yeah.
to keep them moving and get them in a place off the street. They
Yeah.
did a very good job with unpacking and getting their car off the street, so that went well.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I just think I know last year we had more than one vendor call.
Sure.
We had like at least 2 or 3, right? But
Right,
we had
we-
also cut off the registration beforehand. So,
Mhm.
okay, that's good feedback. Anything else? Anyone?
This was my first Marlboro Day. I've never did it before.
Okay.
So I worked at the town tent. Overall, I think it went well. I mean, once the only thing I heard the mayor say that the parade, which I didn't see because I was working the tent,
Yeah.
that there weren't that many. Mayor Franklin was saying that she noticed this year the attendance to the parade has dropped from past years.
Yeah.
She was saying that not many people have been coming out to the parades. I guess in the past years, it's been dwindling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But
Well,
once,
and it is, and to, it is
You mean
beginning of
residents to
June.
watch it, to
Yeah.
watch the parade?
I guess,
Okay,
I guess like most of the people were over on our street where the vendors were.
Oh,
Once the afternoon rolled around, it seemed to pick up crowds, and to me, it looked like the event was a success.
so, okay,
Overall.
so let me
Me
make
too.
sure how I'm interpreting. We had more vendors, but not enough spectators for the parade. Is that basically what you're saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She was
Yeah.
saying that the crowds that used to come out and watch
For the parade.
parade is a lot smaller.
Yeah.
So maybe
yeah,
people
that'll be, yeah.
people might not be into parades like they used to be.
I don't know.
It was a very hot day. They probably was waiting until, later on to come out to see the vendors and things. There
Yeah.
wasn't that many people looking at the parade,
Yeah.
so to
I
speak.
had one comment about, somebody told me that they thought it should be shorter.
Yes.
Shorter. I thought it was already short as it was.
That was a comment I got, that I
Yeah.
heard.
Well,
Yeah.
because the festival
It's
ran
cute.
from 11 to almost 3,
Right.
right?
And it was,
So,
well, actually 2, we kind of cut it short, I think.
yeah. Well, so then
Yeah.
to that person's point, it could have been shorter. Okay. Well, that's all of this is great feedback. I will say I did briefly talk to Mayor, and the resources and the volunteer is, if we don't have enough volunteers, even going forward, like for movie night, which we need to select a movie for, we may have to cancel events. They did cancel the county fair because they don't have enough people volunteering.
Right.
So it's, I think not a lot of people are stepping up to volunteer.
People want to get paid, Lisa, these days. They want to get paid.
Right. No, I hear you. Yeah. So, but thank you. I wanted to just tell you that because I hear everything you're saying about the resources, the volunteer, and we appreciate the feedback. And so, okay. So go ahead.
In regards to vendor placement, are they supposed to know ahead of time where to set up their table?
They don't know the spot that they will be receiving. So, we do instruct them how to enter the festival area, right? And that they have to be placed by the vendor placer, which is Wanda, because she does review the list of vendors. So you're not going to have 2 people that are selling the same product. They're not going to be sitting by each other. So, so she's very mindful of that. So they don't know where they'll be placed, but we did go over how to enter the festival area, and the requirement of what you needed in order to enter. So,
and they are told that their space is their placement is in a parking space. That is their space.
Yeah. How was it? Because this year we had over 30. Last year we only had 15, about 15, 20 people. How was the placement with the additional vendors, Wanda?
It went up to the Darnell's Chance entrance.
Okay.
Yeah, we had vendors on both sides, not a lot on the building side,
Got it.
but they were stretched around both corners. And then, of course, we had they ended at the for Elm Street. Not at quite the end, but they were in that area.
Okay.
The post
So
office.
it was good placement.
Okay. Were they tight? Were they like really?
No, they weren't tight together, like one on top of each other, tent
Okay.
over tent. So
Okay.
they had a little space.
Okay. And what did you all think as volunteers, the parking at the cab parking garage? How did that work out for everybody? Was that clear for everyone? I mean, I think also you had the parking passes for Darnell Chance. So
Yeah, I was at Darnell. So.
Okay. Okay.
I parked over near the 7-Eleven.
Oh, okay.
I got dropped off.
I think our parking was fine, Lisa. I think.
I have a question. Is there a feedback from list, something sent out to the vendors for their feedback? Do you do that?
No, actually, I am gonna draft up a survey and send it out to them.
That would be great to hear what they have to say.
So, and I'll send that to Wanda. Well, I'll send it to everybody, the questions. And if you want to add questions, feel free as well. But yeah, Survey Monkey, you can, start drafting and then ask for feedback. And I actually might call people as well, just to make it more personable, to get their feedback. So we'll do both.
Okay, that'd be great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So, if we're done with the feedback, our next action is selecting of the movie nights for July and August. So if you want to, can you all, does the chat work? Oh, the chat doesn't work on here. If y'all can give me some feedback on what you think will be some good movies.
So the first one's July 13, right?
Yes, but be mindful, if we don't have enough volunteers, we may end up canceling it, but it will be July 13th, which is next Saturday.
Well,
Okay.
how many volunteers are you looking for, Lisa?
Well,
Lisa.
Mayor was saying, well, the last time I did a movie night, we only had people staff the town tent, and then we also had the CERT team. Michael, did anybody reach out to you? So I'm kind of unclear about our communications with the CERT team, because I thought that was handled by Chief Burst. Is that correct or no?
Normally Chief Burris would talk to us, yes.
Yeah. So
Um,
I don't know if you have the manpower for July the 13th. I know the one movie night that I went to last year, you all helped direct people to their seats and make sure the lighting was correct.
I will have to check with my team. Normally we have about 4.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
And
Maybe we should
we don't really do much.
No.
We're,
Yeah, we have the tent, so we need people to man the town tent. And as far as I know, that's really all that the volunteers did. So I can't say we need 10 volunteers. I don't really think that would be the case, but Wanda,
Yeah.
what's your opinion about the amount of volunteers?
we don't need that many. Like I said, until the movie starts, after the movie starts, we're really not doing anything but watching the movie.
Yeah.
So even if you had a few people at the tent answering some questions and giving out some info and just saying hello to folk, that's about it.
Yeah. But also I think the takedown, right? One, I need to know if town staff would be there. And then secondly, taking down of the tent, etc. I don't know if that would necessarily be volunteers or the staff, like, Public Works would do that. So I'll make sure to follow up on that.
Or maybe we should postpone this one and just do one in August.
We probably don't need to postpone. We just need to know if we have enough people.
Yeah.
So we don't even know that yet. Probably will.
Remember last year, I did one, I worked at the tent. It was at the town hall.
Yeah, and that's where it's probably gonna be this year as well, because that's a more confined space.
But it looked like Public Works were the people that put up the movie screen and all that stuff.
They did all that.
Right. But it's whether they're going to be there till the end. Because I felt like at the end, we were lugging things into the town hall. And so I need clarity if they're gonna set up and take down, or is it all gonna have to be on the volunteers to take down? Because we usually stay until the end of the movie. So
well, last year the volunteer, I remember help putting out the snacks and all like that.
Yeah.
Setting the table up and things like that.
Yeah.
But not as far as putting up a table, just we decorated the table.
Right. Yeah.
So we need to be sure about the stuff to take
down.
Say that again, Andrea.
I remember bringing some stuff back into the town hall.
Yeah, I remember that too. We had to bring in,
Yeah, I remember some of that.
So I will get clarity on the staffing, because I also think, as you might not know, we are looking for public work people and a town administrator and a town clerk. So
yeah,
if you know of anyone, they can go to the website and see the job descriptions. But so I'll get confirmation about if Public Works would be there, and then how would the volunteers need to, other than man the table, what else would they need to do after the event? Okay.
Okay.
With that being said, anyone have ideas for movies?
Ooh.
I have a few. So It's called Migration. It's, a bird movie. These are all family friendly. It's a bird movie. I don't know where they're going. I guess they're flying south. I don't know. One of the Inside Out movies, I guess maybe the first one. We've never shown that one.
What's Inside Out?
It's where the emotions and feelings are inside a kid and they go through anger and that. You
Okay.
have to just read the description, Lisa. I can't explain it.
Okay, it's called Inside Out. Okay.
Inside Out.
Migration.
Migration.
Yeah.
Maybe the latest Toy Story that we could get. Toy Story 3, 4. I don't know how many they have out there now.
I don't either.
Okay.
So those are the ones I thought of.
What, it's Despicables 3?
Oh, Despicable the Minions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know,
that might be.
I know 4 is out.
Okay. Any of the Despicable
Right.
Me.
Or
Okay.
the latest one, the latest version we can get. Because I don't think we can get the very new
I'm
one.
not gonna get 4. 4 is the new one.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
that's kind of cute.
Mike, you have any? Jackson, you have any? Mike's like, no.
No, I can't think of it.
I had to put you on the
That was
spot. Okay.
vague.
No, it's fine. Okay, well,
If I-
those are. I thought of migration myself, so yeah, I think that would be. I'll what I do. So I have to go. We have a company that we work with to get the copyright and the DVDs. So I'll email them the list. It's Migration, Inside Out, Toy Story 3 or 4, whatever the latest is, and Despicable Me, whatever the
Yeah.
latest is. from that
That's
one.
a good.
Okay.
Good choices.
Alrighty. Next item is
Mm,
so the trunk or treat. According to the website, there is not a date for trunk or treat, so I don't think we can really plan anything.
Why is that? Why didn't I put a date with it?
I don't know.
I'm
I'm not even sure.
Because I'm
Gotta
thinking
be-
the 26th, that's a Saturday.
And when is Halloween?
What day is October?
October 26th, that's a Saturday, because Halloween is on October 31st, Thursday of the following.
Calendar.
Okay, so I'll put that out
The
there.
Saturday
that
before Halloween.
we would like to see if it could be October the 26th. I had it was TBD on the website, so
Right.
Right, it's still like that, TBD.
Yeah. So
Maybe
I'll-
they just decided not to pick a date and just let us do it, but who knows?
well, that wasn't communicated to me, so I'm not sure why we never picked the date. But
Oh, yeah.
October the 26th.
Let's hope we have the manpower and the resources and the
Yeah.
volunteers and the whole shebang.
Yeah, that
Mm,
was pretty. And plus, we did a farmer's market. So I'm gonna have to start. I feel like we really can't do.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of combo events, right? Because resources is always going to be an issue. So, okay. So more to come on the trunk or treat. That was last year we did it and it was crazy busy. Like
It was.
kids and free candy is just
It was fun.
it was. And we
fun.
definitely need a lot of manpower on that one. For that one, I mean.
Lisa, I'm thinking about this place. Do you know if it was discussed if we still need to have it in that parking lot?
No, I have not heard that.
Okay,
Yeah, but I'm sure we could have it in that parking lot, but we have to expand the length between the cars because we got really jammed up at that
But what
one point.
about have it where we had the Marlboro Day on that street?
That could be
That could-
that
thought.
okay, that's a good suggestion. Down where Odin and Bowie Drive.
Right in front of the lake.
By the pond.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can ask that. I think, and we can do the same thing that we did for the Marble Day, right? I think the concern as far as security is because people, we want to be able to control the crowd a little bit better. And at the time we did it in the parking lot because we were down, some critical people. So, but I'll definitely put that out there, October the 26th, and having it where we have Marble Day. Yep.
Yeah. If
Okay.
we have.
Well, back on the main street, like where it was, the year before. Why can't we go back to Main Street?
I can ask that question too. Yep.
Excuse me.
But the reason they put it in the parking lot was so that they wouldn't have to close down any streets.
Is that why?
Well,
That
it was,
yeah.
that's a good, I don't know. I do know that we were doing a farmer's market. And so we tried to combine the farmer's market and the trunk or treat event, and that was a central location.
that was-
Also, there, we were down, a police officer. So it was, when Chief Burst has to go out and get people to come, other police departments, I'm not sure if that's free. I don't know. I don't know how that works, but I think he, it was more of a security issue. And plus, what I understand about trunk or treat, it's like 10 times more people than even for Marble Day because it's
Yeah.
kids. It's tons of
Yeah.
kids coming, right?
Tons of kids with their parents and
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah, it is. Quite the-
It is normally more people at trunk or treat than Marble Day, I felt.
Yeah.
Oh,
it is.
always. I mean,
Always.
Lisa, you saw how we were with the prize wheel,
Yeah.
the candy wheel.
That was fun.
Yeah. So you gotta worry, you have to worry about security and the
Yeah.
climate that we're in now, just it's extra. But I will definitely take back the October the 26th being the date. Can we have it at Governor Odin Bowie Drive or back on Main Street?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
And so that's it. I think we just have a general discussion. Any other feedback, anything else you want to discuss? Any items that they're not on the agenda that you felt should have been on the agenda?
Can I ask you about August 6th, National Night Out?
National Night Out
Yeah.
is actually handled by
That's the
another
town.
individual. That's a county event. And I have been in contact with the person, or actually they have my information and they'll let us know if there's anything that the town needs to do to support them. But that is handled by the county and a different person. Michael, is
They
that
normally have a table at the Dutch Village, the town.
we would have a
Mhm.
town tent, but nothing
Town
that we
tent.
need to coordinate. Is that
Mhm.
your question, Cheryl?
Yeah,
Mhm.
because I thought that we would have the church come out. I thought it was something with the police officers and stuff, talking to people in the community. So I wanted us to get involved. I didn't know what the process was.
I could find out. I do have the contact, so I'll find out how people can sign up to be
Okay.
part of National
Okay.
Night Out.
Cheryl, most people, some people, they just walk around and hand out whatever they got to hand out, flyers or whatever. They don't even set up a table,
Oh, okay.
If,
Okay.
like the volunteers at your church, you have something to hand out. That's basically what they've been doing. But
Okay.
mostly, like you said, it's mostly county people set up tables there.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, they set up tables and you can walk around to their tables. And
all right, you
get
can walk
information.
around to their tables, collect
Okay.
a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like a free fall, basically.
Mhm. And it's at the market.
It's where? Sorry, we were breaking
At the
up.
It's at
Dutch
the
Village,
market.
yeah, the Amish market, the Dutch Village, on
Okay.
that parking lot,
Okay.
Okay, but I'll definitely follow up for you, Cheryl, because I don't know what the town would need other than maybe the CERT team. Mike, do you normally? I know you asked me about it, but the town has never coordinated that. So
Yeah, usually the CERT team is there with the table, the town
Yeah,
has a
mhm.
table, and the Historical Society has a table.
yeah,
Right.
and we didn't have any. Yeah, okay, well that's good to know. So more to come on that. But it's like I said, it's not something that the town coordinates.
Okay.
normally.
Cool.
We're just there. And that's August the 6th, first Tuesday in August, right?
Yes.
Okay. Any
Ooh.
other questions, any points, anything?
I guess another question I have, sorry for having so many questions, but on the trunk or treat, how is the candy or whatever supplied? Where does that come from?
So we ask people to bring their own candy. We have supplied additional candy, but it is at a cost for the town. So I'm not even sure if that would be something that we'll be providing. But most people that bring their vehicles, they provide their own candy.
Oh, okay, so they just set their vehicles up and there's candy in their trunks or whatever?
Yes,
Oh, that's
And-
pretty,
and so what I have, some actually vendors will come and give out candy and then promote their business. So that might be something, you know, the church would want to do as well. You don't have to give out candy, but you know.
well, we should. That's what the kids want.
I mean, yeah, you should. It's trunk or treat, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. If there's nothing else, I think we can end this meeting. Our next meeting will be August the 1st. And that'll be more towards, you know, I'll send more information about the National Night Out, even though we don't do that. But hopefully by August, we will be able to start really planning for trunk or treat.
Okay.
Okay. Alrighty. And like I said, if you want to email me and say anything else, feel free, and I'll take any feedback and all feedback. Okay.
All right. Good night.
Alrighty. Thank you,
Alright.
everybody. Have a good evening.
Good night.
Alrighty.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you too, Lisa. Good night, everybody. Bye.
Good night.